The number 2 all-time leading rusher is...
Would it be John Riggins?
Dorsett. No. Okay, if it's not Dorsett, it's...
Walter Payton? I don't know.
Franco Harris?
Number 2. Oh, wait, it's Jim Brown. What am I talking about? Isn't it Jim Brown? See, you can't show this now. Who is it?
When we think of the great running backs in NFL history, why is it that Eric Dickerson, the man second only to Walter Payton in rushing, tends to be forgotten?
I think Eric's personal persona has affected people's view of him as a runner.
I think that he kind of got lost in the shuffle when he left from the Rams to Indianapolis. He kind of got lost there for a while.
The fact he didn't stay with the Rams, the fact that he had contract disputes year after year.
Add the facts that he had the reputation of a fumbler in big games, that he never played on a championship team, and that his breakaway runs lacked a distinctive style and looked almost too easy.
ED wasn't spectacular. You look at the highlight films of Jim Brown, of Barry Sanders, of Thurman Thomas, of Emmitt Smith, of Walter Payton. There's a spectacular running style to them. ED was just sort of like, whoop, gone.
People used to say that I didn't look that fast and I wasn't running hard, but I ran track and my strides were so long and I guess easy because when I came to the Rams, John Robinson said, Eric, come here. I said, yes. You have to run full speed. I said, Coach, I am running full speed. I said, I tell you what, get out here and try to catch me. So I went after my first big run that I had against the Jets, 85-yard run. He said, you were running full speed that day.
Out to the 30, 35 to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, down to the 35, down to the 25, down to the 10, 5, touchdown, Eric Dickerson, 85 yards.
As 1983's NFL Rookie of the Year, Dickerson rushed for more than 1,800 yards, but he had no doubt that he could top that performance.
The next year, coming in, I said I'd get 2,000 yards. I knew I would. At that time, I just felt like it was so simple.
In 1984, Dickerson shattered O.J. Simpson's single-season rushing record with 2,105 yards. The following year, despite his reputation for coming up small in big games, Dickerson set a single-game postseason record with 248 yards rushing against the Cowboys.
30, down to the 20, 15, down to the 10, to the 5, touchdown! Whoa, did he do that?
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you something. They call that play, it's going to be a touchdown. About 49 feet.
However, as his numbers added up on the field, his contract problems piled up off it. And when the Rams couldn't satisfy his demands, Dickerson was traded to Indianapolis in 1987.
John Robinson was a coach at that time, and I know it was devastating to him because I remember him telling me at that time the thing that made it so tough is everyone liked Eric Dickerson. I mean, all the coaches liked him, all the players liked him, and no one wanted him to go.
We felt like we had lost someone really special. I felt like I had lost a kid brother. He was the heart and soul of our football team.
The most important thing to me was to have a life after football. I mean, that is just a sport. But I did not really want to leave Los Angeles, but it was basically just a business move, is all it was.
Dickerson would have 3,000-yard seasons with the Colts before running head-on into more contract problems. A disgruntled Dickerson was once again dealt away, first to the Raiders and then to the Falcons, where he unceremoniously ended his career.
If you love the game, if you really have an appreciation for talent, you couldn't help but possibly look at the way Eric Dickerson left this game and not feel badly about it. He could have been just awesome, and he wasn't. Not all the time.
To me, it was kind of sad. When you get to that point, when you have a chance to be a Hall of Famer, to be the best of all time, it's something. He had that. He was on the cusp of that. And to let it all slip by seems to be a tragedy to me.
I'm really satisfied with my career. I never have cared what a person thinks about me. Football is not my life. I mean, football was never my life, where I would just consumed in football where I'm like worried. They're like, what do they think of me? You know, they think of me as a great football player. I mean, that's not me. I really don't care. That's not important in life. It's a sport. I always say that. It's just a sport.
Whether he cared or not, Eric Dickerson was, for a time, the best running back in his sport.
Eric Dickerson was the most feared man in the National Football League. Whenever you played him, he seemed unstoppable. He was a wonder to behold.
Anyone who ever played with Eric Dickerson knew that he was a very special football player. I would want the country to know just how hard he worked, just how committed he was to taking full advantage of his God-given athletic abilities, and he always gave his best effort on the football field, and that characterizes greatness, in my opinion.
Though his career may not have taken the direction many felt it should have, Eric Dickerson doesn't dwell on what he could have accomplished, but rather is content with what he has done.
My numbers will match well against anyone's numbers, so no matter what people think, I mean, I have the numbers to prove it. They probably like to take them away, but they can't.
On June 15th, over 16,000...